Hello and welcome back to the Consist stream.
Hi.
Today with Thimo and
Yeah.
me. Today I'm in the moderator chair and Thimo will show us some iOS again. Finally, after such a long time, we get to see some more iOS.
Yeah, but very basic stuff today.
Good for me.
Yeah, maybe you can do something later on today with the knowledge you gain here in the stream. Yeah, the plan is we thought about it would be cool if we would create some tutorial-like content.
Okay.
Maybe some videos or something like that. So, and today we wanted to think about it, what we could be the content of those videos, as especially for Swift UI. So today the plan is we try to name some basic elements of Swift UI, maybe do some small code examples for them, and see how it goes and how far we can get today. And yeah, maybe we should start with making a short list of basic element of Swift UI.
Okay.
So
I will switch over to your screen.
Yeah.
You should make it bigger.
Okay, it's too small. It's already on presentation, so okay, let's increase it a little bit. How about that? Or
go one more. Yeah.
Okay,
nice.
That's really big on my screen. Okay. Oh, wait, I have to change all the stuff. So. Okay. So, I don't know how much you know about Swift UI.
So, I know the basic idea.
Okay. It's, how is it called on Android side? It's
Compose.
Compose, yeah. It's basically very similar to Compose.
Yeah, and I think also similar to React in the web.
So you have basic elements which you can put together, and it all starts with layouting stuff on the screen. So basic elements would be stacks.
Okay. What can a stack do?
A stack is basically some kind of layouting. So the stack itself is invisible.
Okay.
But you can place child elements in it, and it lays it out. So you have three kinds of stacks. So maybe just go through the stacks, and then I explain what the stack does, and we have a look at the stack and with a small example.
Yeah.
So
vertical and horizontal, I guess.
Correct. And the third one?
Set?
Yeah.
Really?
Really. So we have three stacks. And as you mentioned, V stack is vertical alignment, H stack is horizontal alignment, and C stack or Z stack is when you want to place something over another. So the Z index on websites, if you're familiar with that.
Yeah, to overlap things.
Yeah, exactly. So that would be the basic stuff. So let's jump right into a little bit of code. And here you can see the next element. It's text, but yeah, we just use it. Explain
what
it
does
later.
It do?
It shows a text.
Oh.
So yeah, but let's start with that one. What we can do is we can embed this text in H stack, V stack, or Z stack directly from Xcode. Okay. So let's go top to bottom. So we start with the H stack. With one element, you see no change because it doesn't have to lay out something.
Can you zoom into the emulator or simulator?
Yeah.
Is it really the simulator, or is it just the UI rendering?
It's a simulator.
Okay.
Also, it's some kind of simulator, not a full simulator.
It's not a full simulator. Yeah. It's only rendering this UI.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can say when you have more than one screen, you can navigate between the screens, but yeah.
Basic.
The preview doesn't work all the time. So yeah, let's see how far we can get.
These previews are always a bit tricky.
Yeah. It's better. The first version of the preview was a nightmare.
Okay.
But it's getting better and better. So we just put 2 elements or 3 elements in it to test a little bit. So as you can see in the preview, the layouts as I type are put in the view horizontally. We have some attributes on the H stack where we can say, okay, we want to change an alignment, spacing, and the content itself is are the children, the 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
So what we can test is the alignment. For that, I have to change here a little bit. I need more than one line.
So you can just use \n for
it should work.
a new line.
Let's see.
You started
the bracket is false. So that's just for showing. The standard behavior of each stack is it places the content in the center. So you see vertical alignment is centered.
Yeah.
So here you have 2 lines, and that looks a little bit messy. So you can adjust it a little bit with the alignment parameter. And there you have some options. So for example, I can say bottom, then the 1, the 3 goes to the bottom. I can say, okay, I want a top alignment.
Okay.
Then it's placed top. Then I can place it on the lines. So I have baselines. So I can say, okay, I want the first text baseline. So it adjusts the other elements on the first line, the baseline of the text. And when I change it to last, it's the last row of the text. So sometimes it's useful to use something like that.
Yeah, so that really the text sticks on the line.
Yeah, exactly.
And not, if you have like a small letter, would it otherwise move up to the very top and not be on the same alignment? You put in like a
we
G.
can test it. So you mean if the 2 is bigger than the other ones?
Yeah, that maybe.
Okay, now I spoil a little bit. You can say I need some fonts, and the font also has some parameters. I can do it like that, and I have pre-configured font types. It's body call out, headline, large titles. If I use those, then all the standard behavior of accessibility, when you change on your iPhone the font size to a special amount, then these types automatically adjust to that. So you should normally you use them. So I can say body, that's the standard size. I can say, okay, I want a large title, then it gets bigger.
Nice. Okay.
And pre-configured.
And now if you use the top alignment, for example,
the top baseline, or top it.
Yeah.
This one you mean?
Yeah. And then it's not, the text is not on the same line. And if you do what you had, or the first text alignment, then it's really aligned to the bottom.
Then it's aligned to one line of the text.
Yeah.
And then it's
that's really nice.
So that's the alignment of the H stack, and you can guess the V stack has also an alignment, but an horizontal alignment. Correct.
Nice.
So that's basically all you can do with an H stack. So when I empty the H stack, you don't see anything on the screen because the stacks itself don't have a visible representation on the screen.
Okay. Small interruption. Thanks, Half So Wild, for the 14-month subscriptions.
Thank you very much.
It's nice.
So, but back to the stack topic.
Yeah.
So, text was a small spoiler, as I said.
Yeah.
So let's change that to a V stack. So now the alignment is a little bit wrong, so I remove it. And as you can see, the elements are still centered, but positioned vertically.
Yeah.
And here we have also some alignments. And they are now a little bit different. So I can center it, I can say leading. You don't see it much change, but the bigger 2 has a larger width.
Yeah.
So the 1 and the 3 goes to the starting point, and then I have trailing and then it moves to the back.
Mm-hmm.
And I have center.
Okay.
But center is the default behavior.
Yeah.
So I don't need that. I also can combine those stacks.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just do that. So now we get a result from like only losing the H stack because we only have one.
Yeah.
But when I add a second one, oh, that was the wrong. So I add a second H stack, then it's positioned below. So let's say for 5 and 6.
Yeah.
So that's basically when you want to lay out something like tables, you could do that with stacks. Now you have other elements for layouting which are a little bit better if you want to do something like table layout or something, but that's a topic for the future. So that's H and V stack.
Yeah.
And then we have the set stack. So let's just put that into a set stack. And a set stack works like that. The first element is on level 1, I would say. The second element I positioned there is over the so level 2, so to say.
So you just put them on top
of each other. Yeah. So basically what you can achieve with a set stack, for example, if you want to give the whole screen a background color. So I could say, okay, the first element is a color. A color itself is also a view, so I can just add it like that.
So instead of setting a background color, you just basically add an infinitely large
I add another view which is filled green. That's basically when I use the color green.
So it's just a shortcut for that, basically. You could also make a view and fill it with green.
Yeah.
But it's just a shortcut.
Exactly. So I could also say, if I want to give the V stack a background, I can also say, okay, I need a background, color green. Now you see it's another effect because only the V stack gets the background, and the V stack is always gets the size of the content. So
as small as possible, basically.
Yeah, as small as possible to the content which is in it. So basically for full screen layer backgrounds, you can do something like that. Then you have the white stuff on top and bottom. That's save areas on the iPhone. So basically that's touch areas with additional functions. So for example, on the newer iPhones without a button, you have the line where you can close the app and open the app switcher. On the top, you can shortcut like control center and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And sometimes you want to fill the whole screen. Then you could also say, okay, I don't care about the background from the save areas. And then I can say edge ignoring save area or ignore save area. And then the view doesn't consider about the save areas.
Would it now overlap or hide the save areas?
No.
It would just color them.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you have to be a little bit careful because when you put buttons in there, then they don't work.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, because
but background colors are no problem.
One question.
Yeah.
You did set the background color of the V stack, and we saw it's only as small as possible.
Yep.
Does this also apply to the set stack, or is it always full size, basically?
It should apply to all stacks.
So it's also basically only as big as the background, but the red thing, not red, the green thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same behavior. So
makes it big then.
Yeah, the content gives the size of the stack.
Yeah, and the green, if we add the green view, it makes it as big as the screen.
Yeah. So basically the normal views take all all the space they can get, so to say.
Okay.
Text has the size of the text it shows,
Mhm.
but the color fills the whole container, so to say.
Okay. Nice.
Now you can see when I don't ignore the safe areas, and you see this set stack, which I gave a red color. The set stack is the whole screen,
Yeah.
but the color, when I add it like that, it's without the safe areas.
Yeah, but the set stack only got the full screen because of that view.
Yeah, exactly. So when I remove that one,
Then it's
then
shrinking
it's
to the
yeah,
texts.
exactly.
Nice.
So that's basically how those stacks work.
Mhm.
And then you can combine it like you want and make other UI or other elements. And as you can see, I spoiled some other basic elements like color,
Yeah.
text.
Yeah, we can take this on the list.
Yeah. So after the stacks, let's say
Basic views maybe.
colors or color. Yeah. All these are basic elements.
Okay.
So do we have something for color which we want to add? The system has colors predefined.
Okay.
So you have green, blue, white, and stuff like that. And when you scroll down, you have also a primary color. So that's black at the moment. If I turn it in dark mode, it should be white. And secondary is maybe let's remove the red one. It's a grayish thing, so it's a standard system colors you know when you use an iPhone, and no defined colors are added and stuff like that. So you have some basic colors, and on the Mac, for example, you can change tint colors, so some of the colors adjust them like that.
Okay.
So,
but you could also define like a
Yeah, I
theme
can-
for your app.
yeah, exactly. I can also define my own colors.
Mhm.
So that's now a little bit more than the basic stuff. You have so asset catalogs where you define, for example, the app icon or colors.
Mhm.
So I could say I want to add a new color set, and I want it. Yeah, that's a really small, but
Yeah.
I can name it like Twitch or something like that.
Yeah.
And then I can say, okay, I have different options. You see any appearance and dark.
Mhm.
So I can say, okay, when I use the color Twitch, I want in dark mode, it should be like that value. And then I can say, okay, hex values and stuff like that, or
Or from the
the
color
normal
picker.
stuff. I can adjust here. Oh,
Yeah.
and when I go back, then I can use it with a name, because Twitch is the name of the color.
Mhm.
So if I use Twitch, maybe we don't use white.
Right.
Something like that. And then you see it's adjust to
Yeah, nice.
that color. So if you have custom designs or a theming of your app, so a lot of apps provide different themes, so you
Yeah.
can do it like that, and you can also group those colors. You can say, okay, I want a folder, and add different colors, and then they get a name scheme where the folder name basically could be a variable, and then you can exchange the themes and stuff like that.
Okay. Nice.
But that's future topic.
Yeah.
So
Thanks to Paul, not Paul, for following.
thank you very much. And yeah, colors, yeah, I don't think there's more to say about colors, to be honest, at the moment. I have different initializers with different values I can initialize it. So I can use the UI kit color, which are a little bit different than the Swift UI colors. So the system colors.
Its UI kit was in Objective-C, the old thing? Or
yeah,
not
before
Objective-C.
SwiftUI, you
Yeah,
used
before
UIKit,
SwiftUI, yeah.
and in UIKit, the color was called UI color,
Okay.
and they have a difference. The SwiftUI colors and UI colors, the color values are not the same, so
Okay.
that you have to keep in mind. Sometimes it's a little bit, yeah, when you forget about that, then you wonder why it's not that color you want to see.
Yeah, you rebuild a UI and you say it should be green, and then it's a
And then
different
the
green.
designer takes
Complains.
his color picker and said, no, it's not correct.
Okay.
And yeah, so that's the color. Text, yeah, I just told I can change the font.
Yeah.
These are the predefined. I also can use my own ones. So when I can give it a font, let's see.
But I guess normally you would also then predefine this in your assets or so, and then just use one defined value, or
yeah, you
can you also do it by name?
You can add a color, not color, a font to your app, a custom font. If you want to change, you have to provide it with your app, because the standard one is San Francisco on iOS, and it's so as long as you use the standard ones, you can just use the name. If it's an additional one, you have to download it, bundle it with the app, and then you can use it. And yeah, if you use it without any addition, then it's the system font, and then you have other possibilities to say, okay, I want the text bold. Let's increase that so we can see the font, large title. Then I can say, okay, italic. Yeah, if I want to do it.
Yeah,
the interesting part is, we just saw it, I can provide a bool. So I could say, okay, true or false. So if I want
depending on the switch, then
depending on the state of the UI, if I don't want, for example, when I select something, I want to present it in bold maybe. So I can use it with a variable. The italic one is the same. It also is active. Nice.
So you don't need to make an if or so.
Yeah,
you just pass in the boolean.
Exactly. And the boolean can then, you can have logic. Decide if it's true or false. So then we have underline, as the name says, underline. So the standard text stuff, you can do it. You can say, okay, foreground color, if you want to have another color. So the function already says it, color, so I don't have to add color dot, so I can say dot blue.
Okay.
Then it gets blue.
Because it knows it's already a color, so...
Yeah, exactly. Background is a different stuff. We saw it before. Background takes another view. So I could add everything into the background. I could say, okay, I add another text.
Is there also background color, or is there only background?
It's background, but I can then say, okay, color.
Yeah, okay.
Color.red.
Yeah. All right.
Basically, a background function or modifier takes every view. So it has to be a Swift UI view.
Yeah, but you could put another stack in there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's basically when I want to lay out something in the back of this text.
Yeah.
What else? I think that's the basic stuff, which...
Yeah.
That's not the cool stuff on the text elements. You can do animation stuff. We already did a Swift UI text animation stream.
Okay.
If you want, or if any viewer wants to have a look at it, you can go to YouTube. We have, I think, a playlist or a video, and maybe you can just put the link of it if you can find it.
Yeah.
And where we explain a little bit about the text animations. It's the playlist with the Xcode 14 Swift UI iOS 16 features.
Oops.
And yeah, but we will cover that also in the new videos we will make. So
Okay.
that's definitely something we can do for the advanced stuff. Advanced. You can say text animations. And yeah, so what else? We have stacks, we have colors, text, we have shapes. And shapes are something like a circle or an ellipse. Or what else do we have? A rectangle. These are predefined shapes from Apple.
Okay.
We have a rounded rectangle.
Also a line. A line.
We have a divider, which is basically a line. Yeah, let's test it out. I think we have also a line. Yeah. But lines normally, I don't use lines, to be honest.
Yeah, if you would draw something.
Yeah,
I'm thinking of.
yeah. If you want to draw a custom shape, then you use a path and you say, okay, I want this point, this point, this point, and like Photoshop when you draw polygons.
Okay, yeah. So like a cubic Bezier function or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
You can do it with a path, but that also would be an advanced topic. Paths, which means drawing custom shapes. We can cover that maybe later. I think that's we have a capsule. It's basically it looks like a pill. That's basically background of an attack. So normally when you see a tag, it has a background and it's with the I show it.
This yeah.
So let's remove that. So what do we have? We have a circle. Basically nothing special.
It's a max size.
Yeah, when I don't define something, it takes all the space it gets.
Yeah.
So the complete width, and because it's a circle, it gets also the same height.
Yeah.
Then I have an ellipse.
Okay.
That's like a circle, but the height is different.
Yeah.
The rectangle.
Will probably fill the safe area.
No, let's go. It's a rectangle.
Yeah.
Maybe you shrink that a little bit down so we see it. So that's another modifier. I can adjust the frame of this view. So I say, okay, only 200 width. I can also say height 200. Then.
So this is basically reducing the size of the view. So it's not directly setting like width and height of the rectangle, but it's saying, okay, the rectangle, the outside view can only be this big, right?
Yeah, it's basically the size of the black rectangle.
If you would do this with a circle, how would it look like? Then you, yeah, because
it's the frame where the view is in.
So yeah, basically. Yeah. So it just shrinks the outside boundaries, and it cannot grow bigger than that.
Yeah, it's setting a width and a height on that view. Okay. So yeah, basically it's that what you said. Then I have a rounded rectangle. It's the same like a rectangle, but I can say, okay, I have a corner radius. So for example, 20. Then I don't have the edges. Yeah. And line. Okay, we don't have a line.
No.
So we can remove that one.
Then probably it's the path with which you can do everything.
Capsule. Yeah, when I give it the same height as the width, then you get automatically a circle. So let's say only we have a height of 200. And then you see more the form of a capsule. It's
Yeah, okay.
like a pill.
Yeah, these often tags also.
Yeah, normally you could do something like that, C-stack, and say I can change the color of it, so I can fill it. That's a little bit a different one because we have a shape. I can fill a shape.
Okay.
It's basically like filling it with a color. So, but the fill method is only on shapes.
Okay.
And there the order button and the order matters because here I can't fill it anymore because when I change the frame erases the type, and then it's only a few.
Okay.
And the compiler doesn't know that it's a shape anymore.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
So you have to be in Swift UI. Sometimes the order is important.
Okay.
Yeah, and now we could say, okay, we have a text. My awesome text, something like that.
Okay.
So it's basically when you want to do buttons, your own buttons. Maybe you could do it like something like that.
Okay.
Or I don't know what you want to create.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the basic shapes. Okay, we are rushing through.
Yeah, that's
now a little bit.
Super easy.
Yeah, it's only an overview. So
yeah, sure.
What we want to do then in the upcoming videos, we have one video for one element, or maybe a group of elements like the stacks.
Yeah.
The goal is to keep the videos a little bit shorter for YouTube or for tutorial styles, so you can watch it easier, so you don't have to watch a whole stream or something.
So when I want to know how I do an ellipse.
Yeah, exactly. Then you
Swift
open the video for ellipse and done. Nice. That's the intention of that. Yeah, what do we have? Color, text, shapes we already have. Then we have text fields. Let's do that one. Text fields can have a title.
Okay.
My text field. And they get a binding string because a binding is a connection to a variable. So if you change the text in the text field, it also updates the variable. So for that to show, we need a variable which can hold a state. So let's do it like that. My text, and it's a string, and we initialize it with an empty string. And then we can say here with the dollar, my text. Dollar creates a binding of a string. If I don't do the dollar, I get the string directly, the variable.
Okay, but then it cannot write back.
Exactly. Okay. The text field expects a binding to a string for the text parameter. So we have to use dollar my text. Now it should be fine. You see it here. And as you see it, the text I give, the title I give it is the placeholder.
Ah, it's a placeholder.
So when I start to type, the placeholder goes away. Let me just
make it a bit more visible.
Add a frame with a height, because then you don't have to changing stuff here. And we can say, okay, background color red. So we can see the field. And yeah, the text, the placeholder is the light gray, you know, from Xcode, from iOS. And as I said, when you start time picking it, it changes it. When the string gets empty, it shows the placeholder again. And it's updating the variable here. So normally you would have a view model where the variable is in and then do your stuff, what you want to do with the text. But also advanced topic. Yeah, what a text field, what can we do here? That's the basic stuff I can add on a view. I don't think they have a lot of special stuff.
Yeah, I mean, font and stuff we already saw from the text.
Yeah.
Foreground colors, same.
You can
search completion.
Yeah, that is when you want to filter a list with the with that what a user adds or suggest stuff like that. But privacy sensitive.
What does this do?
Should be
just start out
a bool. So let's do it. Now you shouldn't. Okay, that's not the stuff.
Did it refresh? I think it shows an error.
Okay. Then I have to check what it is. Marks the view as containing sensitive private user data. That is when you do a screenshot.
Then it's blurred.
Then it's blurred or not readable anymore.
Okay. Now would you make a password?
So normally when you have a banking app, you would say it's the account number and stuff like that, or the amounts on the stuff. But you can also say, but I don't know how the parameter is named. So if you want to add a password, for example, is it a secure text field? Yeah. Okay, it's another element. Yeah. Then you get the behavior for password input, so you don't see the input directly on the screen and stuff like that. Maybe we can add this also as a sub element of the text field. Yeah. Secure one. Yeah, but that's the basic usage of that stuff. So what else?
Buttons.
Good idea.
Clicking something is always good.
Yeah, I don't think we can cover all today because there are so a lot, and normally you don't remember all.
Yeah.
So a button. A button can be initialized in different ways. So you can give it a title and an action. The action is performed when you click on it or tap on it. You can have some configurations. You can, that's another one. Also, here it is a string as title.
Okay.
And here it's a view, or it's a closure. It's a function which is returning a view.
Okay, so basically you can build the next thing with stacking and whatever.
I could say I have something like a complete different view.
Yeah, you can put again an H stack in there and put some text in there.
Exactly, yeah. Something like that, and I can say, okay, here's my text. That's also possible. Yeah. Doesn't make a lot of sense right now with that, but it's possible to do that. Yeah. So as you can see, that's a standard button, no background, only blue text. You have different styles, button style, predefined ones. You have a bordered one. Then it gets a light gray background. You have a bordered prominent
with the primary color,
same shape in the background, but another color. So a prominent color. It's the primary, basically the button primary color you use. What else do we have? Borderless. That's
the default.
Basically the standard. Plain is without a color.
Can you also combine them, like plain, bordered?
Let's see. Normally it should be possible. I don't know how it looks like that. Maybe not. I think it's overwriting it,
Yeah.
but it's
Interesting that the first one counts. And not the last one. I would have assumed that the last one overwrites it, that the bordered one overwrites the plain.
yeah. It
Interesting.
doesn't. Yeah, that's an interesting behavior. So if I switch them, I would have expected that the last one is.
Yeah. Wow, how they did that. Interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Nice.
Okay, button styles, and yeah, and here in the first closure, this style you can it's a little bit different. So normally it's that one, and if I press enter now, it optimizes the code to this one. So
Okay,
it's
yeah. So,
how closures are used
Yeah.
in the code.
yeah.
And the second, because we have two closures, the second one has to be labeled, because
Yeah.
so the compiler knows which one is the one with the label.
It also makes sense that you see it. Otherwise, you just have a row of closures and no idea what is.
But when I read here label, we also have a label element.
What's the difference between a label and a text?
Label can also have an icon. It's a combination of text and icon.
Okay.
So yeah, let's show it. So we have a text, test.
Is this a plain view again, or does it need to be a text?
It has to be from type string protocol. And string protocol is a string.
Okay.
It's a protocol here.
Okay.
And the image is also a string, so it's a named image.
From the assets.
Like from the asset catalog. I can also use the system key, system image. Then it's the SF symbols, which we also talked in a older stream. I have predefined icons here. They are called SF symbols.
Okay.
And they have a name, and that's the name I can use with system name. That's a system name for that one. So if I add it here,
probably a string.
A string, and also here the string. Oops. Did you see? It's a combination of text and icon, and the label layouts the stuff to each other. So the text is centered to the icon. Horizontal, vertically.
Yeah.
You can also say when you have a label, you have different options. It's label is hidden. No, that's not it. How is it called? Label styles, I would such as. Icon only. Then I can switch the stuff, or I can say title only. So that is used when I have different screen sizes.
Yeah.
And I don't have enough space. I could say, okay, when you don't have enough space, then show only the icon, not the text anymore. And the label does the rest.
Yeah.
So that's also cool when something, if you can shrink, or if you, for example, on an iPad, you can shrink a view to the size, so two apps besides next to each other.
Okay.
And then you can shrink it like an iPhone, and then you don't have the width, or a really small width, and then it could be that something like that you need. So you only need to show an icon or something. Yeah. Label. Another one. So chat. Is anybody there, or already fall asleep? I don't know how interesting this is. I hope so. It's a little bit interesting.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. And I can really imagine that people like the videos.
Yeah,
about these components, especially learners, beginners.
Yeah, that would be something for absolute beginners. So to get familiar with the elements. What else do we have? We have labels. We have spacer. I probably should have talked about that with the stacks. So any
Spacer.
ideas what a spacer does?
Maybe remove some space. Add some space.
Yeah. So when I have something like that, and the text gets centered, right?
Yeah.
When I add another one, it has a
Yeah.
little bit
It's
of
off.
distance, but when I say the first one should be on the left side and the second one on the right side, something like that, I can say spacer.
And it will expand.
And the spacer expands it to the width it can get at the maximum level. So
okay. So if you want it smaller, you can use frame on it, or if you would like only a small spacer.
yeah, that's like a filling. So it's a view you can see which takes all the available space.
Yes.
So it's if I use a frame on here, then I change the frame of only the test text.
Yes, but could you use frame on the spacer to make it smaller? Like a width of 50 or so?
Something like that.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
So the normal behavior is full width, or
Yeah.
as
big as
the
you
maximum width he can get,
Yeah.
and yeah, or you set it. You can also say min. So I need a minimum thing of 40.
Okay.
Then it shrinks to 40 and not more.
Okay.
If the view gets smaller or something like that.
And what happens if I have multiple spaces? Are they divided equally? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I can do something like that.
Nice.
It's not the best way to lay out stuff, but it's possible.
Yeah. How would you normally lay out it?
Yeah, it depends on what I want to achieve. So if I want to do something like a table or a grid,
yeah,
then I would use a grid because we have a special element for that.
Oh, then we have a new candidate.
Yeah, that's a newer one which was introduced last year, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, but the interesting part of SwiftUI in general is it has more solutions to one UI. So yeah, you can have several ways to achieve the same UI element or the same screen. You have to think about is it a good way or not, but yeah.
I mean, also the label that you showed before feels to me like you could also build it with stacks.
Yeah, exactly. I could say
but it's just comfortable to have it as
something like it generates exactly that.
Yeah.
So I have an image. What was it?
They should add a copy.
Yeah, I think I can.
There.
Can I just pull it here? Yeah, okay, better way.
Even with the image part.
So I can say, okay, just use that one. And place a text next to each other. So test. Then let's remove that one. It looks almost like the label.
Yeah, it has
but I don't have the possibility now to show only the text.
Yeah.
If the text increases, then you could, or that the icon increases, then it can happen that it's misaligned, the text, and something like that.
It's easy to get the first thing to show.
So the easy
to
stuff,
really refine it.
Yeah, it's the same. But when you get more complex structures in UI, you can get problems with that approach.
Yeah. Yeah,
so
it's nice
if I would have something like that, I would use a label.
Yeah.
Yeah, image. We haven't talked about it.
Right, image. And also you had this the spacer, and before you also
Yes,
mentioned the
spacer I added here
divider.
because the spacer is more in the stack part. Yeah, divider. Let's mention that
Yeah,
also.
before I forget it.
Yep. So let's just put that in a not in a H stack, in a V stack.
Okay.
So you can't you have to have a parent element. So if I don't do the stack here, the preview thinks it are two different views, and then you get two simulators and stuff like that. So I say a vertical stack and a horizontal stack, and now we add a divider. I don't think you can see it very good. It's a small gray line.
Can you make it bigger?
Let's see what happens if I change the frame. That's not the intention, but on the divider, I think.
Yeah.
Because it should be a line. So the line doesn't get bigger.
It's just the spacing.
Yeah. But maybe I can change the color. Oh, it doesn't work. Let's see how that is built. Okay. So as you see, the foreground color isn't used in the element.
Yeah.
Because when I add a foreground color, it doesn't change anything. So basically the implementation is, I think it's a rectangle with a height of 2 or 1 pixel.
Yeah.
And they change the background color of it. Something like that.
Yeah.
But now you can see it a little bit better, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe I can line limit, line spacing. Or does it have something like where I can change the line? No. Yeah, but in the video we can maybe dive into more details about that. So,
about the image. Could
Yeah.
you also use like a URL or so, or does it have to be from the resource or assets?
So you mean download the image?
Yeah, use a remote image.
No, you get me on the right foot.
Okay. Then it's something for the video.
Yeah. Yeah.
All good. I always come up with these questions.
No, the problem is you have async stuff. But
right, because you need to fetch it.
But for I think in this context it's too much.
Yeah.
Too much advanced.
Yeah.
But let's just
edit
it here. So remote images, I would say.
Yeah.
So from a URL.
Yeah.
Maybe we can cover it later. Okay. Yeah. What else to say about an image? Like the color, you can also use an UI image, system name. You can change sizes. Yeah. It's basically like a color.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah, and with that, I think
we are through.
We're for today at least. I think we have a little bit of content which we
quite
want
a list
to cover.
there.
That was now the express part. So very fast go over the elements. And yeah, the plan is to do separate videos for them. Maybe on another platform. But yeah, we have to look.
Yeah.
So chat, do you like something like that? Could we continue like that? So basically doing the planning, the preparation, what we want to cover in future videos. Then yeah, just tell us in chat, or if you see it on YouTube, add a comment. And yeah, I think I'm done with that topic for today.
Yeah, thank you for showing. It was really nice. I haven't seen SwiftUI before, really. So
yeah, maybe
nice intro.
Yeah, maybe we can switch the sides in the future some,
Yeah,
and then you try it.
yeah. I just need a MacBook
Yeah, that's okay.
on my Windows.
That's the smallest problem, I
Yeah,
would say.
yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
I like the idea.
Okay.
Then, see you next time. Have a nice weekend, and thanks for watching.
And see you soon. Bye bye.
Bye, everyone.